Elliott Sadler didn't pull the rabbit out of the hat. He made a pit stop. So Sterling Marlin goes back to the lead. Now, earlier, we had said that Marlin would be penalized for being too fast on pit road. That was the judgment of the NASCAR officials here in the tower. The call, however, did not get down to the official in charge of Marlin's pit in time for the penalty to be assessed while he was there. So, NASCAR has decided not to bring him back in and enforce what would end up being an overly harsh penalty for the crime.
Yeah, well, I mean, spinning out, or almost spinning out, cost himself a lot of time down there, you know, trying to get on pit road. It wasn't his fault. Sure. I mean, I'd give him a pass on that.
Well, he just got passed on the racetrack by Tony Stewart in the 20 car for the lead. Tony right there on the bottom of the racetrack where he has been for 135 laps.
So another situation where a guy was lucky. Tony Stewart misses his pit, goes around, caution comes out. Sterling Marlin spins out coming on pit road almost.
And now Tony Glover can say he's won for 901.
That's right.
Pretty good. They got a break. Here's our Coors Light halfway recap of today's race. Todd Bodine led 17 laps. Jimmy Spencer led 45. Ryan Newman took the point, and then Sterling Marlin.
I have always contended that what goes around comes around. You're going to get some called against you, but when you shouldn't, and you're going to get some that go your way when they shouldn't. And that's the nature of this sport.
And Darrell, you believe it's a fair call?
I think it's a great call.
So the NASCAR officials are explaining now to Joe Gibbs.
Well, he's probably a little easier to talk to now that Tony's passed Sterling, but he probably just assumed he didn't have to contend with him. Matt, what are they saying?
Well, Coach, you've inquired about the call on the 40. What are they telling you?
All I know is what I heard. They said, hey, the 40 car's speeding on pit road. The next thing I heard is they let him go out. I don't know what they're doing, to tell you the truth.
A little bit of frustration down here in the 20 pit.
And Mike Helton came over and told us, he said, when we make that call, speeding on pit road, we want to enforce it right away while that car was in the pit box. They were unable to do that. There was a miscommunication. And so, essentially, Sterling gets a pass.
Yeah, because he happened on coming in. He's on the short end of the pit. He's coming into his pit box. Because it's on that end of the track, they could hold him coming in. Now, if he had sped going out, then they would have to bring him back in. But because he's in the pit box coming in, they hold him there 15 seconds.
But since the penalty wasn't applied at the time, they judged it a pass.
Sometimes you have a failure to communicate. Happens to me and Hammond, happens to me and Larry.
Got to communicate.
Got to have that communication.
Tony Stewart is our leader. Sterling Marlin right there. Kurt Busch is third. Mark Martin fourth. And Ryan Newman is fifth. Last week's winner right there, Matt Kenseth. And he's back in 15th position battling Jeff Gordon.
And Mike, I don't want to make a big deal out of this, but folks, you've got to understand that the nature of this sport, it's not like other sports. It's not like football and basketball and baseball. This is based on the circumstances that we deal. This race starts and it never stops. It's green all the way to the checker, and speaking of that, we got a caution.
And we just had heard him say that one of the radio communications said that it looked like there was oil in 3 and 4 there. You heard it again. Caution is out.
But we have to depend on the officials to make the right calls. They're going to make, it's balls and strikes. It always has been. You're not going to agree with every one of them. Sometimes they win, sometimes you don't.
Like nobody's going to get a lap back right here.
Well, let's have a look at what's going to happen on these pit stops. Dick Berggren.
Well, I'm in Kurt Busch's pit. He's a little bit free in the center. He's just right now, in fact, talking to his crew. They're just going to change the air pressure in the tire. They have not put a wrench in this car yet. Steve Burns.
Well, Dick, just listening to Sterling Marlin talk to his crew, he said just a little bit loose now coming off turn 4. Doesn't want to do much to the car. Let's check in with Matt Yoakum.
And see, right now, Greg Zipadelli is talking to Tony Stewart about what changes to make. And right now, they're talking about making an air pressure adjustment, just a tweak on this Home Depot Pontiac a little bit. Guys?
140 laps complete. Stewart's all but pushing the pace car to get down here and into pit road.
He's in a hurry.
Oh, he is pushing the pace car.
A little bit of bump draft here under caution.
He's got old Buster jacked up.
You know you got a good car when you're playing games like
Oh,
that.
yeah, he's having a good time. He wants everybody to get involved with him.
I'd say pit road will be busy.
There's an extra $1 million on the nose of Stewart's car if he can win this race.
I know earlier in the week, Matt was talking about him having bad luck over here at the sprint car races, World of Outlaw, but he's making up for it today, Matt.
Peel left. 5 away.
Steve Burns.
And Sterling Marlin hits his marks perfectly on pit road. They were discussing just up until the last second what adjustments to make to this number 40 car. They decide to drop air pressure in the right rear, ½ pound. To Dick Berggren.
Kurt Busch on the bottom. They're only going to make a slight air pressure adjustment in this car. This thing has been hot all day. He is running the top 5 all day. So far, a flawless pit stop. To Matt.
Dick, Big Chuck White, the jack man, comes back from the hospital where he's getting IVs. He's battling the flu today. He's jacking the car. They made an air pressure adjustment in the left rear of the 20 car as they are going to battle off pit road. It's going to be close at the line.
24 lead lap cars pitting, and that looks to be the man who got away first.
Well, he's in the right pit. All he's got to do is jump across the line down there, right, Larry?
Not far to go at all. He's in that end pit as they leave pit road.
That's a big advantage.
So rookie Ryan Newman trying to extend the current string of 11 consecutive NASCAR races without a repeat winner. We'll be right back. This is NASCAR on Fox.